Hi folks, I'm Chris. This is my show, My Life is an Adventure. Are you sick of me yet? I shouldn't ask that because you'll probably all say yes and then I'll be compelled to stop doing my lame-ass videos. I got 3 books, 2 of which came out last week, 1 of which came out today. We'll talk about the 2 that came out last week first. Okay, so we've got Joshua Williamson's Birthright. Great fantasy book. It's a little Flight of the Navigator-esque, except instead of him staying young and everyone else aging, everyone else stayed the same, and he aged. And while he was away, he became Conan the Barbarian. This is issue 16. I think they took a couple months off. I'm not sure. But this is the start of their 3rd arc, I believe. Maybe their 4th. It's issue 16, so it could be either one. Or maybe it's the 2nd. I don't know. But it's a good book. It's a really good book. Great artwork. Great fantasy. Otherworld tale. Basically, the storyline is there's a family, 2 brothers. The younger brother, it's been a while since I've read the first issue. I think the younger brother gets taken into this Middle Earth type world / situation, and because he's the chosen one, and becomes this badass warrior, while the rest of the family are forced to deal with his disappearance. The dad's accused of murder. Him and the mom get divorced. He's accused of the boy's murder. Like, they think he killed the boy and, covered it up. The mom gets divorced, and I don't know, she didn't get remarried. I think she just dated someone else. But yeah, and of course it turns out that the dad's family is actually connected to this, what happened to the little boy, which, that was a spoiler. But it's a good series, if you like fantasy. It's by Image / Skybound. They put out a lot of really good books right now. Image does, not just Skybound, but Image. So yeah, great art, great story. Pick up the first couple trades, and then read some of the single issues. So yeah, the next book is, that was quick, sorry. Yeah, that was only like 4 minutes. The next book is DC Universe Rebirth Detective Comics, issue 934. Now this, the guys on Ain't It Cool News, Comics Review, talked about this, and that actually made me want to go back and get it. Like, I considered it, but I didn't, and then I went back and got it. Batman comics is actually what got me into reading comics. The very first trade paperback I read was War Drums, which set up a 3-month-long story arc called War Games, which a lot of people didn't actually like, but I loved. And like I said, it's what got me hooked on comics. A lot of the first issue stuff I read was Batman books, and of course I read Teen Titans because I really liked Tim Drake. I Robin and Batgirl and a lot of the Bat titles after War Drums, and they quickly started to suck. But I picked this up because it's got all the former sidekicks of Batman sort of teaming up to solve this great mystery of who's coming after the Gotham vigilantes. Batman puts Kathy Kane, Kate Kane. Is it Kate or Kathy? I think it's Kate. Let's see. Kate. Puts Kate Kane in charge. Which I guess Kathy could be short. Or Kate should be. I guess it's not short for Kathy. But puts Kate Kane in charge of training, of the further training of these Gotham vigilantes. Red Robin, who's of course Tim Drake. Stephanie Brown, who's spoiler. Cassandra Cain, who is going by the name Orphan, and they throw in Clayface, and his name in this is something other than what I'm used to. Basil Carlo. The Clayface I remember that I knew was Roland Daggett, but that was in the Batman animated series, so I'm not sure if this is a different Clayface, if they didn't use the right name in the animated series. I haven't read much about Clayface. There was one Nightwing year one issue where he was in the opening panel or opening story, and that was it. So I don't know. But yeah, so that's a different. I was expecting the name Roland Daggett to come out, and nope, that wasn't him. Or that wasn't the name they used. Okay, some questions. Now this, I don't know how much this Rebirth is a new universe. But at the start of the issue kills off Azrael, John Paul Valley. Who apparently, not John Paul Valley, just appeared in Gotham. It was still Azrael, but it was someone else. Which I just thought was... I don't like Gotham. I think it's stupid. But it's got me curious. That part's got me curious. Was Azrael ever Batman in this? Did he ever take up the mantle when Batman got his bat broken by Bane? And if not, what's his connection? Is he just another vigilante? So yeah, that's got me curious. Tim Drake is going by Red Robin. Now, was he ever Robin? Because from what I remember, did the Robins go from, in 52... In New 52, did the Robins go Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, Stephanie Brown, Damian? Or Stephanie Brown back to Tim Drake, then Damian? Or I thought I'd read somewhere that Tim Drake was never a actual Robin in the comics in New 52. All it mentions in this is Batman's description of each of the characters. Let's see. Red Robin, Tim Drake, has the best tactical mind of any partner I've worked with. His knowledge and experience are vital. Okay, so he says best tactical mind of any partner I've worked with. Does that mean he was actually Batman's partner? Did he go by Robin? Someone clue me in, please. Even if you don't like this video, let me know. Because I didn't read any of the New 52, and I don't want to go back that far. I'm trying to stay on this. But was he ever actually Robin? Was he ever actually Batman's partner? Or was he just a guy who took up the name Red Robin as an homage to Batman's sidekick? Stephanie Brown. Spoiler. Was she ever, like, her and Tim are sort of together, or appear to have been together in this. Was she ever Robin? Did War Drums happen? Did War Games happen? Did she die and come back, or did she actually not die but then reappear? Was she ever Batgirl? Just no clue. Cassandra Cain, was she ever Batgirl? She's going by Orphan in this, which I suppose is a cool name. She's got a costume similar to what she used to wear as Batgirl. It's the black and gold, the stitched up mouth, the full face mask with the stitched up mouth, no pointy ears. She's tossing around batarangs. Was she ever Batgirl? I really don't know. It's enough to make me want to blow my brains out. And kind of want to go looking at this series. Or looking at the past stuff, but not really, because it's a rabbit hole. And the further you go back, the further you fall. I mean, I could spend hundreds of dollars trying to find out, and it never be quite satisfying, because I don't know what the rules are here. I don't know how much this rebirth actually set up, and maybe we'll never know. Also, why is it issue 934? Why didn't they just start it with 0? All the other books start with 0 except for Action Comics and Detective Comics. Because they're stubborn. They want to keep their numbers, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, irritating. So that's Detective Comics issue 934, which I will be back for issue 935. Or will it be issue 934 again, and this was just a one-shot? Just kidding. And finally, Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen, I don't know how you say that name, and I just butchered it. Issue 12, we get the secret origin of Tim 22. If you don't read this book, do so now. It's such a good book. It's very... I don't even know what you would call it. I mean, it's science fiction, obviously. It's robots in the future, other planets, space travel. Star Wars meets Star Trek. I guess more Star Wars because robots are a thing. Where in Star Trek they only had the one, or very few actual androids or whatever, and then the Borg were humans controlled by computers. I don't know. But it's a great book, great artwork, and I'm sorry, sir, for not being able to pronounce your name. But like I said, this book is the secret origin of Tim 22, who in the last issue tried to kill Tim 21 and now we sort of find out why. Really tragic stuff. Imagine Harry Potter if he wasn't if he was not only emotionally abused, but physically abused, and he was a robot. Really tragic. Can't wait to see where this goes. I don't know if Jeff Lemire has a in-game, or if the series is just going to go on and on. Hopefully he has an in-game, like this is where the story begins, this is where it ends, and actually has a set number of issues, like, say, Chew, which is supposed to end at 60. I believe Morning Glory is just going to end at 100. I think the Sixth Gun just ended with issue 50. I thought it was planning on going to 60, but maybe it just ended at 50. I had to leave it at the shop because I didn't quite have the cash for it. It was a $10 book, huge book. Wasn't expecting that at all. But yeah, really great book, great artwork. It looks like it's watercolors. It just says illustrated by, it doesn't say how he does it. But yeah, the storyline is basically a robot war. Something happened, and all these robots that humans trusted, loved, relied on, suddenly became feared, hated, and endangered by their once loving masters. And it's about this lone little boy robot who may or may not hold the key to what happened and how to stop it from happening again, and the people trying to figure that out. Great book. I picked it up based on the cover alone. I believe it's getting a cartoon series or maybe a movie, which hopefully means there's going to be toys, because some of the robots' modes look really cool, and I can't wait to see. I would love to see toys of them. So yeah, those are my 3 books for the week, other than Titans and Green Arrow, which I mentioned in another book. I wanted to point out something sort of... okay. I said I was going to talk about this in the Arrow book, in the Arrow video, and I never did. Okay, so real quick, we've got Titans Rebirth, and this is the first issue after Arrow's Rebirth, Green Arrow's Rebirth title, and it's called DC Universe Rebirth Green Arrow, which I guess is the only way you can tell the difference between the two issue number 1s. I don't know why they did 2 number 1s. Why didn't they just do a 0 issue or call it a one-shot, Rebirth one-shot, and then I don't know why they're making it so difficult. But yeah. Alright folks, that's my video. This one went as long as my Arrow review / story. So yeah, I could go into some things, but I won't. But yeah, that's my review. Let me know what you thought of these books. Do you read any of them? Did you read Do you read Birthright? Did you read Detective Comics last week? Did you read Descender? Let me know. Alright folks, have a good night. Bye.